when is the right time for you to change your job? Now, this is a very important question that all the corporate professionals face at some point or the other in their careers. And job change is an important event. It's an important milestone, not only to help you earn more money, but also to take your career to newer heights. And that's why it should be planned properly. It should be timed properly. So in today's video, we are going to analyze what is the right time for you to change your job, what are the considerations that you should keep in mind while deciding to change your job. So watch this video completely, and this would be extremely useful for you in supporting your success, in supporting your corporate career. Hi, my name is Anjani Kuumar and welcome to my channel. If you have not subscribed to my channel yet, do consider subscribing because I keep posting some very useful videos which could support you in your journey towards corporate success. So now let's start analyzing these situations. And if you are going through these situations, if you are getting these signals, then it's the right time for you to start thinking about changing your job. So what are these situations? The first one. Many a times I have seen that corporate professionals start feeling tired and stressed. Now, all of us are supposed to put in our best in the job that we are doing. And these days, all the jobs are extremely stressful. But if you are feeling that stress continuously, if you are not able to sleep properly, if you are feeling tired at every evening when you complete your work, I think these are not good signs. Somewhere that means that you're not enjoying your job. It's building stress inside your system. And that is the reason you need to start thinking that something needs to be done. And this could be a good reason for you to start considering a change of job, because continuously remain tired and stressed is not something good for you, your family members, everybody. And ultimately, in the long run, it is going to affect your health very badly. And the fact that you must be enjoying your job, and since you are getting tired, you are feeling stressed, that means that you are not enjoying your job. And that is the reason this is a good indication that you should start thinking about changing your job. Let's move to the second point. Now, in normal course, what organizations expect you is to align your value system beliefs in line with the values of the organization, so that you remain connected with the goal that the organization has set for itself. And it's pretty good in normal course where this is something which excites you also, which helps you achieve much more. But sometimes what also happens is that this connect over a period gets lost. You no longer feel that you are associated with the goals of the organization, with the values of the organization. And that is also not a good sign, because if that starts happening, if the connection gets lost, then that means you will not have a bright future in that particular organization, because you will not be able to give your best. And to give your best, you must remain connected with the final objective that the organization is pursuing. And if that connection gets lost, then somewhere it will affect or impact your career in the long run. And that is the reason this is also a good signal for you to start thinking that you must start looking out for a different job. The third signal, and this is a very interesting one, because normally we would associate it with government offices and the way people work there. And the reason this has become a symbol, because this shows that you are not engaged in the work that you are doing. And the signal is that towards the end of the day, you start looking at your watch or the clock on the wall consistently, that when the day is getting over. And that's not a good sign, because you are just passing your day. You're just completing the day somehow, and with a feeling that somehow let the day gets over and then I'll go back, or I'll start doing something on my own, my personal work, or spend time with the family. So that's why this is not a good sign. And this sign clearly shows that you are not engaged with your organization. You're just spending time. And when you are just spending time, it is not good for your career in the long run, because obviously you will not be able to perform to your potential, and somewhere it will start affecting your career growth. So if every evening you start looking at your watch, then that's not the place where you should remain for a longer period. You should start looking for a new job. It is said that when your passion becomes your profession, that's the best thing that you can have. Because something which you are passionate about, which is in the area of your interest, you will be able to perform very well in that area. But sometimes what happens that in the organization when you are working, you start feeling that whatever you are required to do, that is not in your area of interest. You don't enjoy doing that. And that's the reason you are not able to give your best. So if you are doing something, or the way your job is described in the job description, where you are supposed to perform things which are not in your area of expertise or area of interest, you should not waste your time in that place, because it is clearly means that you are wasting your time. You will not have a long career there. You will not grow in that situation, because to grow in your career, you must be doing things which are in your area of expertise, area of interest. And that is the reason this is also a good signal for you to start thinking that you must change your job. The next signal that I'm going to talk about is more related to a feeling that you develop over a period of time. And the feeling is that the job typically has become a routine to you. You are not learning something new. You are not growing. So that's where you start feeling that you have overgrown. You are doing something which is probably a level below than your expertise, because this happens in organizations many a times. Because initially when the organization recruits you, it recruits you for a certain job, and over a period you become an expert in that job, and there is always a desire that you should grow, you should do something more, something bigger than that. But because you do that job pretty well and pretty effectively, the organization would like to keep you in that job, and because that is in the interest of the organization. And that's the reason we start developing that feeling that we have overgrown, but we are still required to perform the job which is of a level below. And if you are performing a job which is of a level below, then obviously you are not growing mentally, you are not growing in position, you will not grow in terms of monetary benefits also. And that's why it's a good signal for you to start looking out, start considering a job change. And the last thing that you have to keep in mind is whether you are getting into your comfort zone, whether you are developing some sort of inertia to look for a job change. Because many a times I have seen people becoming comfortable in a particular organization, in a particular job. They develop that inertia which does not allow them to look out. They overthink. They start thinking that if I have to go to a new place, I'll have to start again. I'll have to just figure out, my own circle of colleagues there. So rather, I'll be happy in the current organization because all is good. There's no problem. Things are working fine. And that's not a good situation to be in, because the moment you get into your comfort zone, you stop growing. The moment you develop that inertia, you stop growing. And the impact will not get felt in the short run, but the real impact you will feel in the long run, because if you look at a 5-year or 10-year period, you will realize that your friends, your peers have moved much ahead by making 1 or 2 job changes, and you have just remained there. You have only made some incremental growth. So clearly, if you have developed that inertia, that you have got into that comfort zone, that's a very good signal for you to start thinking about a job change. So I would strongly urge you to look at your current situation in your current organization where you are working and analyze your position vis-a-vis the 6 signals that I have mentioned in this video, and figure out where you are. Have you started developing some of those feelings? And then if you feel that, yes, these are the signals that you are getting in your current job, then it's a good time for you to start looking out and planning for a job change. Because I always advise people that you must plan for a job change. Job change should not be sudden, that couple of people or couple of companies have approached you, they are throwing some money at you and you are also jumping in and taking those offers. No, job change must be planned. And this planning process has to start much in advance, because when you actually start planning for a job change, you are able to evaluate various opportunities in the market and pick the best opportunity for you. So it cannot be a reactive process. It has to be a proactive process. And by analyzing these signals, and once you're clear that this is the time for you to start looking out, then you must give yourself 3 months, 6 months to look at all the possible opportunities and choose the best one which is available to you. Because if you delay this process and if you don't identify these signals, chances are that you will come to a stage where you will become desperate for a job change. And I always advise people not to reach that stage. Start planning in advance, and that will really help you in the long term. That will really help you in getting the best opportunity for yourself. That's where start the planning process now. Start analyzing where you are getting any of these signals or not, and then accordingly plan your next steps. So if you have liked this video, give it a thumbs up. Share it with your family and friends. And if you have any questions, any comments, put them in the comment section. I will answer them personally. And if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, do consider subscribing. And I'll meet you in the next video. Till then, thank you very much.